Good morning. Good morning, Miss Lowe. Good morning. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Lisa. I'm just sharing the show right fast. Please make sure. Welcome to the Fearless Morning. Let me do the introduction first. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? Please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. Friends and family don't have Facebook, send them to the YouTube channel. Send them to the podcast, Pandora Radio, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. We're on Apple, we're on Stitcher. Whatever phone you have, you can listen to the morning show. They don't do that. We do have 7 books that they're free to listen to or read. If they don't do that, they can watch the movie. They don't do any of that. Tell them I said good morning. So, y'all, yesterday we talked about everybody's not equipped. Good morning, Dee. Yesterday we talked about everybody's not equipped to help you and they're not equipped to heal you. And you need to validate those people who want to help you, who want to guide you and heal you, to see if they are equipped to do the things that they say that they can do. And that includes validating from your pastor to whomever you follow for wise words, guidance, and direction, including me, honey. See if people have healed past a thing before they try to help with a thing, because they can trip everybody up that way. All right, so I hope you had a good MLK Day. I hope you knew it was a day on, not a day off. We worked at a local community center cleaning up trees and debris and trash, and it was cold. So we did that. Hope you had a good day yesterday. But let's get into what I learned from Rosie on Sunday. And I learned something. Well, and listen, I don't be thinking like, ooh, that's a life lesson. Like when things happen, that's not what I'm thinking. It doesn't happen that way. Sometimes things happen and it just strikes a thought in my head. And it's something that it just clicks for me. So let's do the quote of the day, because I was ready, wasn't I? I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. And that is by Socrates. I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. And then the second quote is by me. Don't disrespect who you are. Don't do that. Don't disrespect who you are. Okay? The thought of the day is strike a match. So Rosie wants to learn how to strike a match. She got candles for Christmas, and she wanted to light a candle in her room. I was like, nope, if you scared of fire, if you don't know how to light a match, I don't want you to have a candle in your room, because you'll forget, set the whole house on fire. No, we're not doing that. And she was like, no, I really want to learn how to strike a match. Now, I remember I used to be scared to strike a match because I was like, do I hold it close? How hard do I push it? And so as I'm telling her how to strike the match, and I was like, you have to do it yourself. And she's running the match across the box, right? And she's standing there scared to death. And she's barely applying pressure. I was like, Rosie, you don't want to break the stick, but you got to apply pressure to it, so that the friction causes fire. And then hold it for a minute instead of dropping it. And I need you to hold it so you get used to holding it. So the first time she lit the match. Good morning, Tiffany. First time she lit the match. The first time that it actually caught fire, it scared her and she dropped it. And I was like, do it again. And again, she didn't apply enough pressure. It didn't light. She wasted like 4 matches. Then she hit it again and she had fire. And she dropped it again. She was like, it scares me. And finally, like the sixth time, she got it and she held it for a split second before she dropped. We're doing this exercise over the sink, okay? And she dropped it. Good morning, Joshua. And I was like, Rosie, what are you expecting? It is a match that you are striking and causing friction. What are you expecting to happen? You are expecting the fire, correct? And she was like, yes, but it surprised me. Like, I knew fire was going to come, but when I actually saw it, it surprised me. And so it made me think about how many times do we strike, good in country. How many times do we strike a match in our lives and we get the thing that we want and we either drop it or we're surprised that it actually happened? What are some of the things that we are striking and doing over and over and over again? And when we get that result, when we get the thing that we asked for, we're surprised and we're scared and we drop the thing. So can we take a minute today to look at what are you striking? What are you applying pressure to in your life to get the result that you said you wanted? Why are you surprised that if you say you don't want to be negative, or you want to have if you want to stop complaining, right? Let's take that one. You want to stop complaining. But every time you have a thought, you allow that negative and complaining thought to multiply so that it catches friction. And before you know it, you have 1,000 thoughts of complaining and negativity. But you're surprised that it's there. And you like, but I didn't mean for it. Remember we said the road to hell is paved with good intentions. What did you expect? If you think that same thought over and over, what did you expect was going to happen? Wherever there's smoke, there's going to be fire. But if I'm the box of matches and my words is the stick, right? And every word that comes out of my mouth is creating friction and it is producing the thing that I said that I wanted. Why am I surprised when I get what I said I wanted? Now, you are a box of matches. Y'all come on and go with me now. And that is your intent. Your intent is that box of matches. And every time that you open up your mouth, you are picking up a stick. You're picking up a match, just one. Because you have a full potential. You are limitless. And you pick up one and you strike it. And that's why your intent you got to be sure about your intention. What is your intent? What is your intention? And why you're saying yes? Remember, those are my 3 questions. If you've been with me for a while, what is my intent? What is my intention? And why am I saying yes? So if I'm the box of matches and I take a stick, which is my potential, and I'm pressing it and I'm applying my word and my effort towards it, why am I surprised when I get that thing that I said I wanted? I picked up the match of intention. I lit it against my intent. And I got what I said I wanted. Why are we surprised that there's fire? Why are we surprised that I got what I said I wanted? So if we can take a minute and look at what are we continuously striking? What are we continuously saying? What are we continuously thinking and doing that when we get that thing, we are surprised that it's there. We're not really sure, like, oh, I don't know how it got there, but you picked up your intention, you striked it, and you have fire, and then you act surprised, and then you drop it. And what if you're not in a safety zone? Like Rosie was lightness over the sink and it had water. What if you're just out here willy-nilly and you're not thinking through and you drop that match, you drop your intention because you forgot why you said yes, and you're doing the same thing over and over, and then when you get what you say you want, you just like forget and walk away. You're creating the biggest fire. You're creating a forest fire. And then that's crazy because you're like, it seems, you ever heard you always putting out fires? It seems like there's chaos all around. Like my problems don't stop, Joe. They everywhere, from finances to relationships to mindset to career to mama and them. Like I got fires everywhere. What match are you striking? And when it happens, are you surprised that you dropped the match? And now you have fires everywhere. Does that make sense? It made sense to me Sunday. And I think that's a very valid point. We've got to pay attention to what we are striking. What match are we lighting? You are expecting a thing. Unconsciously or consciously, you are expecting something when you have that thought. You're either expecting things to continue badly, or you're expecting things to change and continue good. You have an intention. You have an intention, you have an intent, and you know why you struck that match. That's why you're saying yes. So as Rosie learned how to strike a match and apply the right pressure and to get the end result, we're not going to be surprised that that's the thing that we got. That's where we said we wanted to be. So apply that in terms of your career, your relationships. Absolutely, Joshua. Absolutely. Whether we want them to or not. And it is the small things that in the country they call it kindling, where you go out and you pick up them little bitty sticks, and when you set the fire, right, you put the little bitty sticks down first, and you light those, and let them go, and then you add the big sticks. Or if you put your kindling down and then you put at least 3 logs on top, and you light the kindling, and it boosts the fire for the bigger sticks. Your words are the kindling. Your words are, or if you cityfied, it's the fire stick. I think you can buy them in a great big old bag, and you just light that in your fireplace. In the country, your mama and your big daddy just sends you outside to pick up sticks so you can put them in the wood stove. And if that was your job for the day, it didn't matter how cold and how rainy it was, you went out and you picked up them sticks. Come on, Joshua. But we are feeding that thing. You are lighting, you are applying pressure, and it is the small things. So with the kindling, as I was saying, it is the small sticks that we put in there that help boost the fire. So I want you to look at the small thoughts that you are doing that are helping to boost your fire. Just I can't do this. Like, I bought a pen. I bought your t-shirt. I even read your book. I even listened to some of the people, and I read some more books. But I can't do this. That small thought of what you can't do lit the fire under all the other things that you assumed you cannot do. It lit the fire. And it is the small thought of, but I don't have money to invest in myself like that. It is those small words that will light the fire to the bigger thing. And you will find yourself years down the road wondering how and why you are still here. What are the small thoughts that you are having? Let's go back to the second quote of the day. Don't disrespect who you are. You are powerful and great and amazing. Don't disrespect yourself. Absolutely, Joshua. So if we are the kindling, if we are the matchstick. Good morning, Miss Lowry. If I'm the stick, if I'm the match, and I'm striking a match, whatever I'm applying pressure to, I don't want you to be surprised when it catches fire. Rosie was so surprised when she struck that match and she actually saw fire, she dropped it. If you keep applying negative words in a negative atmosphere, don't be surprised when they become an inferno and you feel like you're in a living hell. You created it. Sometimes we don't want to think that we created it. We don't want to think, Jojo, why would I do that to myself? It's because you keep adding kindling to the fire. You keep adding little bits of pieces of stick to the fire. You keep lighting that. If I'm a box of matches and my thoughts are the matchstick, that's my intention. Every day when I pick up a fresh matchstick to light a match to something, what is my intent that I'm lighting that day? What is the small thought that I'm lighting that day? Here it is. I ain't got money to do that. Small thought. You lit a fire. You surprised that you ain't got money. You drop it and you set fire to all of your surroundings. I can't change a job because I'm not smart enough. I can't do this because I don't have enough resources. And you're surprised when when the fire comes as the result of that thought, and you drop it and you set yourself on fire. And before you know it, sister, you have a whole inferno. You have a fire everywhere and you're screaming, somebody help me, my life is on fire. I don't understand why. It's because you are the box of matches. Your thoughts are the match, and every day as you strike that matchbox, as you strike your intent, remember we got 3 questions. What is my intent? What is my intention? And why am I saying yes? Every morning as you pick up that stick, what are you lighting? Because let me tell you, what JoJo understood was I was creating my own hell. I set myself on fire. And some of us are setting ourselves on fire for people every single day. Every day. You see that person. You be like, let me go help them strike that match. Ooh, I'm surprised that they hurt me. Let me drop that fire. And what if you keep dropping that matchstick in an unsafe environment? Like when Rosie was striking the match, she had a sink full of water, so when she dropped it, it dissipated. There was no fire. But if I keep striking that negative thought in a negative environment, what is growing? Good morning, Miss Nicole. A to the men, Joshua. Your thoughts are absolutely powerful. So what if I keep saying I don't have any money? And I drop it into my environment? I will never see my money. What if I say I can't think a good thought? And I want you to be clear. There are days when, you hard pressed to find a good thought. I was hard pressed to find one. But my good thought was, JoJo, you alive and well. Even, and I don't know if I told you this, I hurt my back. My abuser hurt my back. But anyway, that's another story. And I walked with a cane for a long time. I drug my left leg. Could not walk. My children helped get me dressed. One day I went to go visit my mother and I couldn't walk. She carried me at 30-something years old. Her and her friend carried me into the house because I could not walk. And I was screaming and crying. I was in so much pain. They gave me 2 pain pills. If anybody that know me know I don't take medicine. And I slept for 2 days. Now, I can focus on that day. I had nothing good to say. But these are the thoughts, because I've tried, even when I'm between that rock and that hard place, I tried to find something positive to say. Thank you that at least I can feel the pain in this body and know that it is working and it is trying its best to heal, because there's somebody right now laying in the grave that would love to have this pain to at least be on this side of the living, to have somebody care for me. Or I could strike that match and say, I hate this body. I hate this pain. I hate this thing. And then I've lit a match of, I don't like this. I don't like my life. I don't like this. And now I have added more kindling to this fire. Now I'm not going to be one of those, they call it, where you're too positive in life. And sometimes things are just bad. I agree. Sometimes things are just bad, boo. But I want you to be intentional about the fire that you're setting. So if I am a box of matches and I'm striking a match and I need warmth from the cold, or I need to heat the water, I need this fire in order to do a thing, then I'm going to be intentional about which fire I am lighting. I'm going to light a fire that says, JoJo, yep, boo, you can do this. And so my intent when I light that match, when I apply the pressure, y'all know how y'all strike a match. When I apply the pressure, I know the result that is coming. So that when it gets here, I'm not surprised that I got that result, because that is the pressure that I applied to receive it. Absolutely. Absolutely, Miss Lauren. And we have to, we have free thought. The second quote of the day is, don't disrespect who you are. Take what you're thinking now, my friend. Use that as a kindling to light the fire that you really need. Not the fire that burns down the house, but the fire that gives you warmth, the fire that gives you light, the fire that says, okay, this is where I am, but I can also go here. I don't want us to be surprised when we lit the match with our words, because your words are your intention. Your words are the match. Don't be surprised when it happens. Now, life happens and there's things outside of our control. That's absolutely true. I'm talking about you. When somebody say, go get the kindling and light the fire, what are you getting ready to burn? What are your intentions that you're setting so that you know the outcome that is about to come? And it was funny to watch Rosie. And when she got the fire, she was like, oh, it's lit. And then she got scared and she dropped it. I want us to know that if we strike a match, the fire is coming. If you think a thought, it's going to multiply. If you feel a certain type of way, it's going to grow. Please don't set yourself on fire and then wonder why it's hot as hell and you keep adding kindling to it. You keep adding more matchsticks to it. The first quote of the day, I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think, and that is by Socrates. Thank you, Miss Lowry. I don't want you to disrespect who you are, boo. Look at yourself as a box of matches. And I wish I had it here with me. You know them big boxes you buy at the store and they have like 2,000 matches on the inside? You have that many possibilities inside of you. And every day you pick up a match and you light it. You light your intention. You light your fire. So as you are applying pressure with your stick today, and you are the box of matches, you are the intent that matches your intention, okay? The reason why you're saying yes is the pressure you're applying to that box. What are you setting on fire today? JoJo, what are you setting on fire today? What is it? What is it that you're setting on fire today? And know, if you are mindful of that fire, if you're mindful of your thoughts and the things that you're setting on fire today, if you continuously are mindful of that thought, of that goal, that vision, that dream, boo, eventually you will have a fire that you can control and that it provides for you instead of setting everything around you on fire. So I want us to expect what we're going to get with our thoughts that we're having. So 3 questions, and if you've been with the Fearless Morning Show for a while, you've heard those things. What is my intent? What is my intention? And why am I saying yes? Grand Rising, Miss Carrie. I'm rising powerful too, sister. And I'll give y'all an example. But I learned that on Sunday from Rosie striking the match. But yesterday, I did an empathy training. I did it for free on LinkedIn and a few other places. And I got nervous. I got nervous because I saw one of the people who signed up. And it was a CEO of a company I used to work for. And here is this example. Well, JoJo, you had, your intent was to provide this training. That was your intention. And you struck the match. My intent was, I'm going to provide this training. My why was, why am I saying yes? It's because this training is valuable. So when it actually happened, when the fire actually happened, when the class actually happened, why am I surprised that people signed up? That was your intent. That was your intention. That's why you said yes. That's why you struck the match. Why are you surprised that they signed up? Was that not the goal? Was that not what you wanted to happen? A to the men, Miss Lauer, we look forward to reading it this year. this year. We're not going to make it harder than what it need to be. You can write it and be finished with it this here year. So when I did the training yesterday and I understood that I was the killing and I was lighting the fire of this thing, the training went amazing. I want you to understand, it went amazing. And I even got some classes after that lined up. But what if my intention with setting that fire was different, and then I was surprised at the result, and then I dropped it and I set everything else on fire? What if I did that and my thought was, oh, I can't do this because who am I, and I'm scared, and I let that override and I dropped that, and now I've set fire to my doubts and my fears and my self-confidence, and I set fire to that. Well, now I'm paying attention to this and I'm not paying attention to that. Come on, Miss Karen. That was my intent. My intention was I wanted to teach that class. So why am I surprised that I'm teaching it? That was my intent. That was my intention. That's why I said yes. So why am I surprised at the outcome? A to the men, Miss Lowry. So today you are a box of matches. And Rosie didn't even know. And y'all, I promise I don't go through the day looking for life lessons. I don't. She just lit that. When she struck that match and she acted so surprised that she got fire, I was like, how many of us are surprised by our life? When you went and picked the kindling for that fire. You good in country, you know you went outside and you picked good kindling. And if you like me and you had to chop the wood and some pieces splintered, well, I picked that up as the kindling. And when my grandpa told me to feed the wood stove, that's what I was putting in there. If it was my turn to feed the wood stove, or my mama said, JoJo, go start to find the fireplace, I already done stacked the kindling right beside the wood I'm about to put in there. So I'm intentional about what I'm about to set fire to, because it's going to provide for me. And if we're not intentional to what we're setting fire to, honey, it ain't going to provide for you. It's going to destroy you. It's going to destroy everything around you. And everybody and everything will be on fire. And you're not going to know what to put out first. Here comes, ta-da, stress. In comes anxiety. In comes frustration. In comes depression. In comes overeating. In comes obesity, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. In comes all of that, because, honey, now it's a party and you attract what you light up. Come on, Miss Lowry. You know all about lighting that fire. And so that's what happens. Now you have an inferno. And it's hard, sister, to put out an inferno. Been there, done that. And let me tell you something. It is hard. It is so hard to put out that inferno when you started it. It's hard as hell. You hear me? It is hard as hell to put out an inferno that I started. I started it. So how I'm fixing to put it out? Number one, stop. In the country, when you don't feed the fire no more, eventually it died down. You got to stop feeding the fire. Well, JoJo, that sound good, but you know how I do that, boo. When you go to strike the next match, be intentional. Sit down, look at what's in your matchbox first. How many intentions you got left, sister? Have you used them all up on the wrong thing? And if you have, it's time to go buy some more. It's time to get you some more from somebody else, because guess what? Your intentions are not serving you. They setting shit on fire. And you don't want to be set on fire no more, okay? So find somebody else's. That's why quotes are important to me. Affirmations work for me, because when I was setting stuff on fire and I was on fire and couldn't understand how to quit it or how to stop it, I had to use somebody else's kindling, and I had to use day matches to understand how to stop setting myself on fire. And it is hard work. And that's the purpose of the Fearless Morning Show, honey. So you can take stock of what's in your matchbox. And if you don't like it, don't light another fire today. Don't allow that thought to come. Don't entertain that conversation. Don't go there, because you know it's going to trigger you. You know it's going to make you mad. And then when you get mad, here you go. You off on a tangent and can't nobody bring you back. Take stock of what you have in your hand right now. And if you are low on intentions, if you're low on why you're saying yes to this thing, honey, set your matchbox down. As my grandpa say, all your matches is wet. You need to go dry out. Honey, go sit down and dry yourself out. Allow the fire to die down. And you do that by not participating. It may have been the fire you created, boo, but we ain't participating in it today. And it is hard as hell to stop an inferno, to stop a forest fire. But you got to do it day by day. And that's the purpose of the Fearless Morning Show. Before your fire gets out of control, before your crazy is so big that you can't wrap your arms around the understanding, like, JoJo, how in the world did I get here? Before you get to saying that, maybe, just maybe. And I'm JoJo from North Carolina. Worked at McDonald's from 14 to 22. If you came to Forest City, honey, I served you, okay? If you went to Tryon, I served you there too. I'm just hoping to give you something to make you think differently. And that's why I love that quote. I can't teach anybody anything. I can only make you think. And that's by Socrates. The second quote is, don't disrespect who you are. Listen, you may set some stuff on fire. Don't disrespect the fact that you're a fire starter. Now that you know that you can start some, can you pay attention to why you're starting it? Can your intent and your intention and why you're saying yes speak differently? Your words are your intention, and they are striking that match every day. What are you setting on fire today? Don't be surprised when you get what you said you wanted. I'm broke. You got it. I don't know. You got it. I can't get a better job. You got it. Why are you surprised that it's here? That's what you said you wanted, boo. You can't get mad. You can't get mad at people at work because you got what you wanted. You can't get mad at people in this relationship because you got what you wanted. Don't disrespect who you are. If you are a fire starter, boo, and we all are, come on, Smokey the Bear. Control that fire, boo. So, be mindful of what that fire is going to provide for you and your family. Is it providing warmth and fire and direction? Or is it setting shit on fire and they call it, here come all the fire people, the fire truck. You done set the field on fire. It is no longer controlled. It is outside of yourself and you don't know what to do. Come on, Miss Lowry. So if you are a fire starter today, if you are a box of matches today, and your thoughts and your intent you pick up every day and you are lighting it against yourself, do not be surprised at the results that you get. So as you strike a match today, as you strike that match today, and we can all thank Rosie for the for the thought of the day. So as you strike that match today, be mindful, y'all. I'm just saying, be mindful of what you setting fire to. You know how, like, when you first start cooking or you first learn to set the fire, somebody usually sitting there watching you. Baby, that's not how you light the fire. That's not how you turn the stove on, especially if you got a gas stove. That's not how you do it. Pay attention. Focus on what you're doing. Focus. If your kindling is wet, you'll never have a good fire. Right? In the wintertime, don't we bring kindling in or cover it up and the wood fire so we have good fire? We have good wood for fire to give us warmth because wet wood ain't going to burn. Be mindful of your thoughts. Be protective of that. Know that you're a fire starter. You are lighting matches today. And as you begin to set stuff on fire, I want to cuss so bad. Because I feel like it just fits right there. As you are setting shit on fire today. Honey, pay attention to what you're setting on fire. Okay? Pay attention to that thing. And if you don't like it, if you have a fire that is out of control, stop participating in it, okay? Let that fire die down. And you may only be able to do one fire at a time, honey. Let them die down. Stop adding to it. Don't participate, okay? Let them die down. And now be intentional about the next fire that you set. The next match that you light. And so if you don't know, you use somebody else's. I use somebody else's. You're correct, Carrie. They do go hand in hand. Especially, and Carrie, we from the same place. So especially where we're from. You can't say one without the other. Be mindful. So as you strike that match today, and you want to stop this fire so bad, okay, but you don't know how, go read somebody else's words. Go read a book. I have, what's the book? You're a Badass. You can read that. The Battlefield of the Mind, if you want to go the Christian route. You can read The Seed of the Soul, The Untethered Soul. You can read you can go read all the books, honey. Go listen to Abraham Hicks, may be a little bit too much. Go listen to some Eric Thomas. Go start there. Go listen to some Les Brown. Go Jim Rohn. Go all the way back to some folk who done been here and done this. Some Bob Proctor for a minute. And just let them talk to you so that you begin to understand how not to start fires anymore. And as a fire starter, I don't want you to disrespect who you are as a fire starter, boo. Because that's what we are here over on Team Abundance. Make sure you grab your Team Abundance t-shirt. So if we are fire starters, right? Don't disrespect who you are. Be mindful of your power. If you set this on fire, boo, what would happen if your intention was set on something you really wanted to accomplish? What could you do then, my sister? Oh, my Lord. You could change the world. JoJo, you could change the world. You absolutely can. Be intentional about the fire you about to start now. So on this lovely day, I enjoyed this show. I already got tomorrow's thought. Like on Sunday, I had 3 thoughts, and that has happened in 3 years. Because normally, when I first started the morning show, I would have my thoughts laid out for the week. Now I don't. They come to me usually the morning of or the night before. Now I got 3 thoughts. Tomorrow is going to be really, really good. Yesterday, y'all, we talked about equipped. Some people ain't equipped to heal you nor help you. It don't matter their intention. They got good intentions, but they ain't equipped to heal you nor help you. And you're going with them, you're going to them for validation, and boo, they can't help you because they in the same boat saying the same thing you saying. So I need you to validate people that you listen to. Honey, validate JoJo. Validate your pastor. Validate these people that they are equipped to help you and that they can help you. Because if they ain't, with the best intention, honey, if they ain't equipped, y'all both out. That's the blind leading the blind. They can't handle what you're going through. They can't handle what you've been through because they haven't healed. You got to be healed in order to help so that you don't hurt nobody. And if you can't follow that process and you want to do it with the best intention, I just want to help people, JoJo. Have you been healed first so that you can help somebody second so that you don't hurt them third? I don't want you to take anything, that match that you're about to start. I don't want you, that fire you about to light, as a fire starter, and you not disrespecting yourself. I want you to take it seriously what you're about to do. And that fire is going to require something of you, honey. You got to be ready to handle that thing. Yes, they mess up. That's why you can have some pastors and their church is a hot mess. Are they equipped to do the thing, or they want to just carry the title of the thing? Some folk just want to carry the title. Well, you know, I help people do this, this, and this. And honey, when it comes to the weight of doing the thing and the ugliness of having to deal with yourself to heal yourself so that you can help somebody so that you don't hurt them, you will find, that's how you can find that some people 2 years in, like, I can't do this no more. They done changed their title. They not, I don't like coach. I don't want to be a life coach. I'm trying to find the word, but I don't like them words. But I've been on this journey for 17 years. And it ain't always been pretty, honey. I had to do some ugly thinking. But if my intent if I'm respecting who I am and I'm understanding the fire that I'm about to start, I've got to be healed before I can help so I don't hurt nobody. So that's what we talked about yesterday, which goes right with today, honey. Strike you a match. So on this lovely day, I'm not going to keep you guys this morning. I hope this has helped somebody today. And if it has, please let me know so I know I'm not talking to myself. I appreciate you guys showing up here every morning for the Fearless Morning Show. The quote of the day. We have to. I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. And that is by Socrates. The second quote is, don't disrespect who you are. And the thought of the day is, strike a match. Be mindful. And if y'all been with me for more than 3 years, you know I got 3 questions. What is my intent? What is my intention? And why am I saying yes? What, Miss Carrie? You better know it. You going to fix yourself, or you going to decide this ain't for you. One of the two. And when you decide that it's not for you, that's best for everybody so that you don't hurt anybody else. But it requires us checking our ego. So today, as you are a fire starter, as you strike your match, I don't want you to be surprised at what you're about to get, okay? You're striking that match and you are expecting that thing on the end. You are the box of matches. Every thought, everything that you seek to do today is your intent, is your intention that you're striking up against that intent. Don't be surprised what you get, because that's what you said you wanted. Okay? So be clear on your intentions. And if you don't like your box of matches, and if you got burning hell all over the place, because you done set some shit on fire, and you ain't got no water to put it out. You know, as a kid, you try to spit and put out the fire. That ain't gonna work. And honey, as you want to put out this fire because it's a little too hot, borrow somebody else's words for a little while. Stop feeding the fire. Okay? Use somebody else's thoughts until you can take a minute to look at your matchbox, to look at your intent, your intentions, and why are you saying yes? How much of it, how much of yourself have you used up setting fires that didn't serve you? Now you need to take some time to build yourself back up. And that's why we have the Sister Rise Retreat. It is coming up October 2021. So be on the lookout for that, because we are revitalizing individual sacred energy. We understand that we are fire starters. And before I let all my fire go out, honey, I'm going to look at my reserve and fill it back up so that I can continue to serve you from my overflow. Because if I don't, I can't light fire to nobody, nor nothing. I'm wet kindling and I ain't going nowhere. So please make sure you share the show, because sharing is caring. If your friends and family don't have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. Okay? Don't forget, we're on Pandora Radio. We're on iHeart Radio. We're on Amazon Music. We're on Apple. We're on Stitcher. We're everywhere podcasts are found. It is simply the Fearless Morning Show loaded there. If they don't do that, we have 7 books that they're free to read. They are all on Amazon. And if you don't like none of the thoughts you think, and grab my book of affirmations, bit.ly/my affirmations book. Let me see. Grab you a copy of that there. And then if they don't do that, I do have a movie called The Last Time with Mr. Tommy Ford. You're free to watch that. Starting February the 1st, I will be doing 14 days of self-love. So I will be posting that today so that you can sign up. It is $19.99 to join, but you will get a journal to go with that. And it is 14 days of self-love, boo, so that we can understand what it is to be a fire starter and be intentional about the match that we're getting ready to start. So I'd love for you guys to join me for that. So I hope you have the most amazing day ever, okay? I want you to be peaceful, period, because there's absolutely nothing after that. Go start some fires today, but be intentional about that thing, okay? Be intentional about what you're striking and the result that you said that you wanted. So, and that's for me, because I'm down 7 more pounds, and I want some French fries so bad. But my intention and the result I said I wanted, got to be careful with that match that I liked. So I hope you have the most amazing day ever. Thank you, Miss Lowry. I appreciate you showing up for the Fearless Morning Show. I thank everybody for showing up. I greatly appreciate you. Don't disrespect who you are today, okay? Don't do that. Set your intention. I hope you guys have a great day. And I'll see you guys here bright and early. And I promise you won't come tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to do some confessions and conversations with JoJo. I'll see you guys here bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one.